today because someone was persistent in doing the right thing. Shall we give him a round of applause? And there's a story I always like to tell about how persistence pays, and it wears resistance. I went to school with this beautiful girl, and she was so fine. And I looked at her, and I decided, this is going to be it. And I proposed to her. And she gave me the loudest, most intimidating no you have ever heard in your life. She said no. But you see, I had a picture of what I wanted my future to be like. And I saw a future with this girl. And she kept saying no. So guess what I did? Persistence wears resistance. So the resistance was heavy. And I would drive all the way. It was a distance of like going from Nairobi to Nakuru. I would drive all that way to pick her up on Sunday morning to take her to a church service that started at 7 a.m. in a church that was 5 minutes from her house. How many of you remember the song, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? And I say, if what you found is love, it will make a fool out of you. So I would drive every Sunday and she would not appreciate it. Maybe if you had written this book long ago, I would have understood how to shorten the process. But I kept going, and I kept going. And the strategy was the same, that if I would just pick her up and take her to church for 7 o'clock service, she would be happy. She was not happy. So a time came, I had to give up on that strategy and add something else to it. Now, I play the keyboard. So I found out this girl really likes music. Now, I need to say this. Where I played the keyboard was as far away from church as you can imagine. And my mentor in music was a man called Fela Kuti. And so I had a big poster on my wall that wrote, it read, "Don't step on the grass, smoke it." And, and so here I am with this church girl. You understand the dilemma. But persistence wears resistance. So I go with her and I decide, you know what? They needed a keyboardist in the church for the choir. Ladies and gentlemen, Wale joined the choir. So I began to play in the choir, and still she did not appreciate it. Now, ladies, please forgive me in advance for what I'm about to say. Am I forgiven? Come on, ladies. Am I forgiven? Thank you. No, they already forgave me. They trust me. You see, I am this very, very bush African man who comes from a village where one road goes through the village, and you can drive through my village in less than a minute. My village is so remote, planes don't fly over. And my father said we don't even exist on any official map of Nigeria. So we don't exist. And so coming from that kind of a village, so I mean, nobody in my village can ever dream of becoming a pilot. He's never seen that before. So coming from that village, you don't appreciate the need to give a lady flowers. So I just could not understand, why would I spend so much money to buy something that 4 days later you throw in the bin? Isn't it easier to just take the money and put it in the bin? That was my mindset. But this girl loves flowers. Persistence wears. My goodness, Wale became a horticulturist. I knew the name of every flower in sight, man. Man, I was a flower major. So, why am I saying this? Persistence wears resistance, but you know what I was most persistent in? I was most persistent in changing my strategy. I was most persistent in changing my strategy. Well, the good news, I came, I saw, and I conquered. And that girl has been my wife for 24 years. And I am happy to say, if I were to die and come back, I will marry her again. But this time you've written the book, so I will know how to do it better. And it's important for me to put this footnote. I think even God was very unhappy with the way she treated me. So I have 3 children today, and they all look like me. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much. My name has been mentioned, a lot of has been said about me. I'm just humbled this afternoon. Why did I choose to write? This started way back when I was at the University of Nairobi. There's a book that is written but not yet published about the power to read experience in high school and university. But I chose to first publish this because I believe all of us want to succeed. How many want to succeed? Those who are not raising their hands, you want to fail miserably. All right? Yes, success. People have success. People want to go to the next level. Yeah, people want to move their business, to catapult it to greater return on investment and the like. I always say that a loss is celebrated only in the context of losing weight. Yeah, we want to succeed. We want to go to the next level. So one day, I was heading to my home county, Kirinyaga. And with me was Mr. Joshua Muremi. You have seen him in the acknowledgement page. And I hinted to him I wanted to write a book. I said, yes, do a book. Do a brief book. Don't do so many pages. And I love and value feedback. So I listened to him and decided to do a brief book that you can read at a sitting. But also for those who insist that they cannot read, then we came up with a DVD that you can watch 1 hour with a live audience like you this afternoon. So the book, why the title, The X Matrix? This title, again, was recommended by another friend of mine, Agnes Karonji. Are you here? Agnes Karonji. We have worked with her in BBS, Mentorship Society. And why the X Matrix? X is a success factor. Then why the 7 P's of success? A lot has to do with these 7 P's. 1, I happen to be the 7th born in my family. 2, the book has 7 chapters, which are the 7 P's. 3, we are launching this book on 7th of August, which according to many Christians is the 7th day of the week. It has taken me 7 good years since I started being a public speaker. So you can see the coincidence of this 7-7. And also again, we have 7 partners with us today. So that's where the title and the subtitle came to be. We did like 200 copies before this publication to test the market and to get feedback. And somebody very important, and I appreciate this because walimu wametutoa mbali, si ndio? Mbali sana, karibu na asubuhi. And with us, my teacher of English, not my English teacher. There's a difference. My teacher of English, not my English teacher. Because if I say my English teacher, I mean he's a Briton and he's not. So my teacher of English is here, way back in Loice Centre, Mr. Francis Kamoni. Give him a moment just to say something and how he gave me very important feedback of this book. MC Jasper, give a mic to Mr. Francis Kamoni, my teacher of English.
Well, thank you, Jamlik. You told me to prepare an anecdote, eh? So let me go anecdotal. I remember Jamlik in class. He was the kind of student who already had a ready smile. When you got into class, he's there listening to you. And I could tell that, allow me to use this word, he was imbibing everything that we were saying because he was so very attentive. What I had never seen in him is this indefatigable spirit that has led him to being what he is today. A public figure, so I'll not call him motivational speaker now, a strategist, researcher, author, TV personality, career person. I had not seen this. And when I saw it, it caught me by surprise. But I celebrate you like everybody else who is here. You tell me, when I read the book, you want me to say what I told you? Do I tell them what I told you?
Just one comment.
I think I'll leave it at that because he went back to the drawing boards and it is a better text. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A better hand for Mr. Francis Kamoni, my teacher of English. Thank you so much. So, a lot of people, and I appreciate Wachiuri CEO who is here with us today. He's a personal friend of mine. I used to pay him a courtesy call when he was Equity Bank COO. And I remember vividly, way back in 2013, after I had left KPMG, I paid him a courtesy call in his office at Equity Centre. And I remember him asking for my CV like almost 6-10 times. But before I left the office, I told him I have this kind of clip on YouTube. He looked at the clip and he started changing his mind and asked me, Jamlik, why don't you follow your passion and purpose? Because he saw, yes, he had all the influence to just a click away, let's get Jamlik to a manager here and so on and so forth. But what he saw in the clip felt that would have been very misplaced, that he encouraged me to be who I am. I thank you so much, Dr. Kim Ngetich, you have contributed to this. A better hand for Dr. Julius Kim Ngetich. So matters to do with purpose. All of us live borrowed lives. We live what the society have, put out there for us. Lawyer, medical field, engineering, those are the ideal courses we talk of. But the big question is, were you born to be a lawyer? Are you born to be an engineer? Some people are very unhappy in their careers. Because when you look at an individual, there are 3 perspectives to go about who they are. Number 1 is actually what I've just said. There is who you are. Number 2, there is who you think you are. And number 3, there is who other people think you are. What I encourage us to focus on this afternoon is who we are, and that is our purpose. That every day you need to go through a journey, because for those who are young, the ages of 20s up to early 30s are not ages of specialization, but of exploration. Discover what your purpose is, and I have done research and shared my personal experience on how you can discover your purpose and then live it. Be you, do you. That is chapter 1. Chapter 2, I focused on plan, because it's almost a cliche that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So when you discover what your purpose is, you need now to come up with a strategy to know how to focus all your energy to achieving your purpose, which is your goal in life, what you are born to do, what you are created to do. And I encourage young people to be ambitious. So I challenge people and encourage people to have ambitious plans. Huge plans. Silent Johnson Sirleaf said, if your dreams are not big enough, if your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. So have ambitious plans. And Kenya, we are known. We have the culture, the DNA of excellence. Think of Barack Obama, the 44th president of the United States of America. He's our very own, isn't it? Rudupita Wadiongo, Lupita Nyong'o, if you like. She has conquered. Oscar. Yeah? We have the efficacy, we have the capacity to excel. But that will only happen if you know your purpose. Then you plan and strategize how to achieve the same. Again, encourage people to have written plans. plans, because when you write your plans, you are able to follow them to the letter. So let's have ambitious plans that scare us, to dream, think big, go to the next level. I had all the reasons to quit, ladies and gentlemen. I had all the reasons to give up. Actually, I've just given a tip of the iceberg in that book about my story. The book that I'm currently writing, my second book, entitled The Making of a Brand. I'll come there and tell you what my story is. From the stammering that has been mentioned here, to a time when I spent like 1 year between Kandongo Primary and Madhiga Primary. I almost did not finish my education. I almost became a conductor. You don't know this. Yeah? But persistence wears down resistance. Chapter 3, after you know your purpose, then you plan how to achieve it. Then the next thing to do, I really avoided one thing, using the word doing. Because for those who could be aware, doing is a very strong word, especially around the time of Valentine's. Yeah, because I really avoided using that word here, doing, so I talked of pursue. That is the third chapter. Because after you have known what your purpose is, you now need to execute that purpose. And it all comes to what is the starting point. Where do you start? You have your purpose, you know how to plan to go about it, but the starting point is very critical. How do you start? Take the first step. A practical example. About 3 months ago, 3, 4, 5 months ago, when the publisher handed me the finished work, I started foreseeing a very big lounge attended by the who is who, everybody, family and friends. Because for you to achieve something, you must first of all see it. You must see it in your mind. I foresaw a mega lounge. But I wondered, how shall we go about it? I have a team of about 12 people who advised me, Team Kogi. And we sat together and started brainstorming how to go about this. But there was always the starting point. So he said we need to rope in partners. And Matthew 7:7 says, ask and yes, ask you shall be given, seek you'll find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. And Safaricom came on board and we said we'll not stop at that. Legibra, Old Mutual, Akamai, Simba Telecom have also come on board. So there was that starting point that in your life you need to just take the first step and pursue your dreams. Doesn't matter the challenges. Because first of all, don't think about the how. See the vision first. 100% intention plus 0% know-how is equals to 100% success. So first of all, have the intention to succeed. Then even if you don't know how, it's going to come to happen when you take the first step. The next chapter is persistence, basically what I've just mentioned. The journey of not giving up when you are pursuing the right thing. The challenge we have, in light of persistence, we need things to happen here and now. If it's walking, we want to walk fast. If it is eating, you want to eat fast foods. If it is drinking, you want to take instant coffee. If it's overtaking, you want to overtake on the fast lane. When it comes to movie, you want to watch the fast and furious movie. What happened to patience? As much as we should be persistent, let's exercise patience. Rome wasn't built in a day. It has been 7 years for me to be humbled and stand in front of you. I'm not asking you to take 7 years. Your case could be 3 months, could be 2 weeks, but you need to exercise that patience as much as we need to be persistent and achieve our goal and purpose. You may have to change the formula. Because if something is not working out, you need to know what's the plan B. It's only 2 kinds of people who do not change. Dead men cannot. Fools don't. So you need to change. Pursue your purpose. Try another formula. And you'll be on your way to success. This one is very key for me. Positive attitude. positive attitude. Having a can-do attitude that things gonna work, you're gonna succeed, you're gonna go to the next level. But it all starts in the mind. Mind is a very powerful tool that we were given. Sometimes I call it coconut. So you need to be positive that we can go to the next level. We put all our efforts, regardless of the many challenges we may come across. We need to have our mental attitude right. And even the Bible encourages us in Jeremiah 29 verse 11 that God has good plans for us. So if our Creator himself has good plans for us, plans to give us a hope and a future, who are we to think otherwise, that you are born to fail, that you are born to lose? So feel charged today that the world will conspire to make you succeed if you remain positive in what you do. Doesn't matter the challenges you're having at your workplace, remain positive that all shall work and work well. The second last chapter, I focused about passion. Passion is something I derived from one of my late mentors, the late Dr. Geoffrey William Griffin, founder Starehe Boys Center, founder NYS, founder Starehe Girls Center. The gentleman was very passionate in what he did. He believed in excellence, because with passion you are able to experience excellence. There is a popular saying that he used to share with us frequently. Whenever you are given a cup to wash, wash it like it has never been washed before. That's passion. You may have a very brilliant idea and people can conspire to steal it from you. They can steal it from you, but they cannot take away the passion. Passion is permission. Because with passion, you are able to do what you love. Just as I highlighted in the first chapter, matters to do with purpose. Take it upon yourself. Take that bold step. I'm not asking you to quit employment, but it could be you change career to a career that best fits you. And then you'll be passionate about it. You love it. Because if I share with you a personal experience, when I used to work at KPMG, it was Monday to Friday. You know, Sunday evening like this, tomorrow I say, oh my goodness, tomorrow is Monday. La 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 la. Back to work. 6 a.m. you struggle to wake up. But when I took another journey to follow my purpose and passion, every day 4:30 a.m. finds me awake with my best friend. I know here I may say special things about my best friend. You know, you saw somebody escorting me, and maybe my mama here. Maybe akaza kusema kundos my son. So maybe at around 4:30 a.m. She's very demanding, passionate, asks for my attention. You want to know her? Most of the time she's dressed in white, but at times she matches with black. My best friend. My paper in white and my pen to write. Why don't you celebrate my best friend who has made us be here this afternoon? So with passion, you are able to invest your time, talent, resources to give the world your best. You don't withhold everything to yourself. You give your all, and this world will be a better place for us to live in. We shall all burn in 4 cylinders. And like George Wachiuri's Optiven, we celebrate you. You are doing well. Keep it up. That's passion. You started 15 companies that failed, and the 16th succeeded, Optiven. So if you're not passionate, you'd have given up in doing the right thing, which now you are doing. And the last chapter, it's all about why we are here today. People. Because the bottom line is all about people. Having relationships, nurturing them, it's all about people. So our partners, everyone who has come here, it's all about people. Build relationships that work. I am not of the school of thought where you find a company has 3 main employees. One, if it's a shop, You have the procurement manager who orders for bread. Then you have the sales manager who sells the bread to customers or client, if you like. And the third person is the accountant who manages the cash, the change. But you realize these three people are three in one. Ni mtu mmoja. So I encourage people to diversify and embrace incorporating people from diverse cultures and with expertise from various fields to come and bring their skills to take your business to the next level. Hii mambo ya kuwa na biashara ya 3 in 1, people will not work best for you. So that for you, as much as you are the proprietor, you are left to do what we call mbwa. You know what mbwa is? Mbwa is managing by walking around. Yeah? You walk around, the accountant atafanya kazi yake, watu wamelipwa. You walk around, sales people, wamebeat targets, wewe unafanya tu kazi ya mbwa. Yes. In this chapter, I encourage connections that are personal, connections that are direct. Because today, we understand that social media has evolved. Most of us are in the digital world. And that can lie to us into quote and quote that we are so much in touch. In fact, I remember I've quoted in the book some time back, I called a friend of mine called Wilson. And he felt like we have been in touch, we have been meeting frequently because he always follows what I'm up to in social media. If you have time, and we can always make time, we can't create time, we have only 24 hours in a day, but we can make time to meet a friend over coffee, know how they are doing besides business, know their personal lives. That's how relationships are built. The partners who have come on board, I did not just think about them yesterday, we have had a relationship. That's how it works. We all connect to families. Those are the tightest relationships we have. So families are key. They give us the first basic natural relationship. But now there is the other relationship I encourage people to take and embrace. That is now reaching out to people you don't know, to strangers. Every day for me, if I've not made a new network or two, I feel very much discouraged. So let's embrace to network, meet people, be of value to them as they also be of value to us. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen, about the 7 P's of success, the X Matrix book. I'll briefly talk about the future. So what next after we launch this book? I know we'll be doing, maybe for the next 2, 3, 4 years, we'll be doing a book launch every year. And I'm already working on the MC's Be Ready with the Mic. I know if Donna is here. We'll be focusing on having a book each and every year, a launch. But before then, what next? We have a company called TCM Africa, Training, Coaching, and Mentoring Africa. We do team building. The future also is, I'm currently writing my second book and also co-authoring a third book with 2 other authors, and that's why Donna, if you're here, Donna of Young Age Publishing. Is Donna here? Paul Thandi, you can give a comment. Yes, MC the mic to Paul Thandi of Young Age Publishing to briefly mention of the project that we have.
I'm humbled to be here with this great young man. We didn't meet a long time ago, but I would say interests attract interests. We're working on a book together. Our target is young people, and we come with the mentality that if the backlog of issues we have are hitting the older age, the mid-age, from 30 towards that way. So the problem is not what is lacking. The problem is the solution. So we are targeting on the younger people. If we can start sowing the seeds of intelligence, thinking for yourself, modifying yourself, and making yourself a better piece, then that means whatever and whoever else needs you will find a 100% piece. Kogi, I think it's a journey that has begun. We're actually doing the second chapter, and I'm positive it's gonna be great. On behalf of young publishers and the other author, we wish you all the best, Kogi.
I'll invite Makueni MP just to say hi to you in a minute. Karibishani Mheshimiwa Daniel Maanzo. I told you I'll be very impromptu. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daniel Maanzo. I'm currently the Member of Parliament for Makueni constituency. Makueni is on your way to Mombasa. I begin from Sultanamtu and go about 200 kilometers to where you meet River Athi. And I really want to stress on persistence. I almost did not show up for this because when he told me about it a week ago, I had a lot of programs in my constituency for today. And you know, today is the day we meet the churches. So in the morning, I struggled to make here, but I had also promised my children, David and Wendy, that I'll bring them to this experience because I've discovered as a politician, you may never meet your children. Because if you don't drop them to school or you don't get them a time like this, you leave when they are asleep and you come back when they are asleep. So I'm sure they have enjoyed a little bit of it. Because he was persistent, up to one time he sent me a message almost at midnight, but because he's my brother from Safaricom Boys Centre, I thought I didn't mind him. But at that point, I told him I can't make it. But on a second thought this morning, I rang him and said, I've managed to cancel a few things, and I'm on my way, and it's better to be late than never. And as I sat here, I was now busy sending M-Pesa to those functions where I cannot make this afternoon. But I'm very happy to encourage you as a young man, and want to tell you we've got similar roots. I had to work very hard in life. Recently I was in the UK and the average member of parliament is 60. So they were wondering, how come you are so young and you are in parliament? It takes hard work, persistent, and a vision. Because a lot of people go into politics for the wrong things. You go there to make money. I didn't go there to make money. I went to serve my people because the constituency I hail from has a lot of poverty. And I've used every opportunity now to make things better, and especially with education. And what you are doing is to encourage young people and educate people. So I really want to encourage you and encourage you to write many books. I wish I had time like you. I would do much more. Now that I've known you are in this business, I'm going to introduce you to a lot of people. I'm an expert of cooperatives. And I know several cooperative companies like the CIC. You can easily do team building for them. I would also like to introduce you to the cooperative bank because that's one of the institutions I've had to work with in the past when I was Secretary of Cooperatives in the country. I've also worked for the Ministry of Youth, and I can assure you we have a lot of youth sectors which will need your encouragement in the country. So I really want to wish you well, and I'm happy to be here, though I've come late. My apologies for that. And I really want to encourage you to work hard, and I'm sure one day you could be the President of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you.
I think for me it's indeed a real pleasure to be invited as a chief guest to the book launch. It's a real joy to see a person my age actually sharing in the story of perseverance and through all these through various life experiences. I've known the writer, Jamlik, for many years, I believe, and more from the Starehe background. And I can confirm that indeed the life journey that he articulates in his book is actually true. I think a lot of the quotes I saw and really is his experiences. His has been a life of persistence, as has been mentioned before, perseverance, passion, and that can really be seen from even the way he's addressing us here. I can also confirm, as you can see, he's a people person, so he's been able to bring all of us together today. And for that, congratulations, Jamlik. I do hope that Jamlik and the others here can continue and can become opinion shapers by being active in sharing their successes for betterment of our country. Asanteni sana.
My name is John Kinuthia. I'm a chairman and CEO of Chief Executive Strategies and Solutions. Not chess the game, but it's all about strategy. So I thought chess was a good way to capture it. What we do is we advise anybody who's a chief executive. So from from corporate chief executives, CEOs, CFOs, CIOs. Usually boards of directors are our main clients. And then we also advise people in the public sector, from presidents to governors to waheshimiwas like Bwana Nyakera and Bwana Maanzo. And essentially we focus on strategy and solutions. So anywhere there's a problem will be found, and usually we are the last person they call. Fortunately for this particular organization, we were not called in because there was a problem. We were actually called in because there was a great opportunity. So it is a pleasure to be associated with Jamlik Kogi personally, and also the organization. So for those of you who don't know what TCM is, you may have seen the branding. It stands for Training, Coaching, and Mentoring Africa. So the organization does a lot of things, but focuses specifically, as you've heard, on training, on team building. So if you have a youth group, if you have a church group, if you have a school, a lot of you are big people, you know, you're board of directors or board of members, BOMs, boards of management in schools, invite TCM Africa to come and inspire the young people, because this is the time for the young people in Kenya not to do what other people tell them they should do, like we had, but now to do what they feel from passion, from inside, from divine direction, to take this country to the next level. So all I want to say is congratulations to MC Kogi and the TCM Africa team for what they have achieved. I can assure you it has not been easy. I can assure today you're seeing something being harvested that took a lot of effort, blood, sweat, and tears. So I'd like you to just put your hand together for the TCM Africa team and all the individuals in it. Thank you very much.
I must take this chance, before I give the vote of thanks, to actually congratulate Kogi for beating me in this one. But not fully, because I have many books, including a big one for my PhD. I do hold a PhD from the University of Nairobi. And when I came today, I must confess that Sunday is when I take my siesta. And I was like, Kogi, why do you want me to be there? And he kept on, I think I've heard exactly what people have said. And today, that's why I'm here with you. And to give a vote of thanks, I'm actually feeling at home. And I was wondering, a person like me who has a permanent hand damage, so I have two doctors, because I'm a doctor and a doctor. I'm a professor of the University of Nairobi. What will I learn? And I've learned a few things that I have to persist in the right direction. So I've learned a lot today, and thank you for inviting me. Invited the guests, all protocols observed. I take this chance to thank all of you for being with us this afternoon. As a family, we do not take that for granted, that you actually have supported Kogi in this journey. You'll allow me to mention a few people, starting with our chief guest, Mr. Irungu Nyakera, for actually supporting Kogi. He has told me you are together and you have supported me. The other thing, I must appreciate the presence of Honorable Maanzo, Wesley, Ithuka, Dennis, there's Jolam, Agnes, Dr. Mwiti, who is my colleague in crime. I salute you all. I also wish to thank the family for actually supporting Kogi. I thank the partners, which the Safaricom, Akamai, Freight Forwarders, Old Mutual, Leg Black, Kigeris, Siba Telecom, TCM Africa, and all the other individuals whom I'm going to mention, just but a few. Dr. Samson Ruben Degwa, Josephat Mwaura, Josephat Kavinga. It seems Josephat is a common name in Kogi's life. Kennedy Hogo, and I think I'm also meant to especially also thank the PS Irungu for actually being there for Kogi. The bad, we had a lot of speakers, the publishers. I must say that publishing anything, including PR, a small, what we publish in the university is not small. So I thank you very much for that. And last and not least, we cannot forget to thank the Almighty God for being here and making this a success. And with that, God bless you all, and God bless Kenya.
Almighty ever living God, we humble ourselves before you, thanking you, God, for this wonderful afternoon that you have given to us, for the gift of life, for the gift of friends and love as well, dear Lord Jesus. I want to thank you for family as well. Thank you for this wonderful moment that you have brought us all here together in this wonderful space, oh dear Lord, to recognize a wonderful man who's just launched his book, oh dear Lord Jesus. I pray that you may take him more miles, dear Lord. I pray for your blessings upon his life. And I want to thank you for this great support system around him. We honor you. And as we leave and go to our various homes, may you take care of us, grant us your mercies, and be with us. In Jesus' name, amen.
This is a great moment and to celebrate the many hours, many days, many months that Jamlik has put in to get here. So I'd like to welcome Jamlik and your mom to join me here. Sasa tutayarisha makofi. And I'd like, now it's, I'm not sure, my watch is always ahead, but at this hour, 5 o'clock on 7th, August, I'd like to declare the book as the 7 P's of Success officially open or launched.